Previously on Fears and Fortunes.
What did you do?
Okay. I really wanted to be a hero. I wanted to save people, so I touched the deck because my grandma saved people with the cards, and then I opened the cards, and when I did, as soon as I moved a single card, it exploded to a bunch of different things, like freaking ghouls and spooky things that were flying up in the air, and then the house caught on fire, and then I ran out of the window because Una saved me, and then everybody is mad at me, and then people are dead now, and I don't know what to do.
One more time?
She fucked up.
Oh, yeah, that sums it up.
Yeah, that's a very succinct way of putting it.
You guys watch as Lucian is hurled forward, falls back onto the ground. He bounces off the ground, gets impaled by the cart, which just rips through his shoulder, and he is pulled violently under the cart, taking 18 bludgeoning damage.
You'll see that Lucian's mask is not on, as it's fallen off, and you see that his skin is gaunt and gray and covered in scars and burns. His eyes are this like pale bloodshot, like dark seeping red. It would look like as if he was almost not alive.
When my grandmother was the Seer, were you her will too?
I still am.
I'd like it to be different with me. And she's going to hold up her hand to see if you will take it.
Different how?
Different, gentler.
I've already been given enough gifts from the Seer. I don't want any more. Take that pity elsewhere.
The floating book's probably not going to hurt anybody. I have screwed up enough for a while. I will do what you tell me to do. I'm grounded.
Sly, I am not your father. I am just trying to help you. And I'm trying to help everybody right now. Okay?
I don't think you've ever said, I am not your father to Sly.
They're so curious.
A fully stocked library.
Dude, this is awesome. Wait, really? Oh my god, wait, maybe
stairs wind down and there are books everywhere. And you hear a voice. Oh, Seer, I'm so glad you could join us. Well, you're not the Seer. And that is where we will leave off.
Worry in your mind, fear is how it starts. Unsure of what you'll find, it could tear you apart. You take a leap of chance, you break your mother's oath now. Macabre is the dance, and set free are the ghosts. Will the card save us here? Will it spell out our dooms? Only one thing is clear, we face fears and fortunes. Fears and fortunes, the cards don't ever lie. There's only 14 ghosts, but a million ways to die.
We're back. Hello. Hi everybody. We are back for another episode of Fears and Fortunes. Did you guys like the previously on?
Oh yeah.
I felt like
Yes.
a little recap was necessary, and you guys had so many good moments. If there's any moments that you feel like really should have been in it, just know that I had to cut it down to be like not too long, and there was quite a few things I was like, I want this in there, but I might use them on like a future episode, so we'll see. But yeah, guys, last time we left off, well, actually, first some announcements for you all. We have a giveaway that we're doing today. You guys can't let me forget because last week I forgot. We are giving away 3 2-month passes for the FA battle maps. That's the Forgotten Adventure Battle Maps Patreon. These passes are for the battle tier, Battlesmith tier, which is essentially that's the tier that I'm subscribed to. And in that tier, you get access to all of their maps. You also get access to their full Foundry module, which gives you access to all 100, like over 150 maps of theirs that are all interactive. They have walls, lighting, sound effects, all built in. Some of them have like interactive elements, like bridges you can collapse and things like that. And that's what we use for the show. So if you ever want to try Forgotten Adventures battle maps, and you want to see like the module and everything like that, later on in the show, during the break, we will have a thing come up on screen, and all you'll need to do is !enter or !ticket to enter the giveaway, and we'll draw the winner right after we come back from break. So I can't forget to do that. Another thing, we updated the donation goal. You guys, one of you was really, really generous and really, really nice. I've already reached out personally to say thank you. You guys made an awesome donation, which blew our first goal out of the water. So we've moved the goalpost a little bit. These goals, what they're for, is basically to help us get more art and have more shows like this and make sure that the cast is getting a little bit of something for their time because they're so gracious to be here every week. And yeah, that's what the goals are for, is to help us, you know, make more shows and make more content for you. So we really appreciate any donations. In the future, we might have like little incentives for that. But for now, we just really appreciate it. Thank you. Okay, that is everything. Anyone have anything they want to say or do real quick?
I'm just so happy to be here. I'm just so happy to see these beautiful people again. I'm so happy to see chat. Thank you guys so much for coming tonight. And that's all I wanted to say. Thanks.
Yeah, that's really nice. We will go ahead and jump in then. The last time we played, you guys, you made it to the city of Ballroom. There, you were surprised to see that everything was really calm. It didn't look like anything was really going on in the city, despite knowing that so many of the ghosts from the Terro Deck came here. So at first, you guys made some plans to go to the palace, find Sly's mom, Pepper, and, you know, make sure everything was safe here. And in the middle of that, while there were some disagreements between you, Una sneaked off, and I guess didn't really sneak off. You just wandered off, following your curiosity, and you went into this house that was reported to be haunted. And inside, you found a spiral staircase leading to a massive library in the basement. And this strange ghost has approached you. You're not the Seer?
No, I am Una. Una Virat. As they bow to this this spirit. You were looking for the Seer?
Well, yes, I felt them nearby.
Oh. Let me see if I can feel them nearby. You see Una lift up a hand. No. No, how did you do that?
Well, I've never really thought of that before. It sort of just comes as a sense to me.
Huh.
That's odd. It's like
That
I
is
feel
odd.
them pulling towards me, you know, like a collapsing star just trying to suck me in.
Oh. That sounds nice, actually.
Does it?
Yes. I think there's beauty in a collapse.
Oh, me too.
Yes. So, this library,
Huh?
it's all yours?
Oh, yes, I sort of inherited it.
Inherited it.
Inherited it, built it. You know,
Oh,
but
you've...
sort of. My parents' money could go towards many things, and I decided to put it towards this.
Oh. You see that Una gets this kind of like this twitch in their eyebrow as their eyebrow shift down, kind of towards the middle of their like nose, and you see their face kind of like crinkle into like a frown as they are visibly disappointed at the sound of that.
Well, to give you a little bit
Your
of context of where you're at. Go ahead. What were you gonna say?
your parents' wealth allowed you to build this?
It allowed me to do quite many things, I suppose. But yes, this was one of them.
And why do you choose to stay in this library?
Well, why would I go anywhere else? And they sort of spin around looking at the place. To give you a little bit of context, you are here, actually. There we go.
Oh, beautiful map.
Yeah,
Awesome.
another wonderful battle map by Forgotten
Character art.
Adventures. Yeah, and the
Yeah.
token. Yeah.
And the token looks so good. Oh, that's so cool.
So they sort of like drift about the room. Why
Yes.
would I need to go anywhere else? This place has everything I need. Books and tomes and scrolls and knowledge of all sorts. As he talks and like really starts getting into this, a bunch of papers and books fly off the shelf and sort of circle him. And some of them find their way back. Other ones just sort of like stay in this orbit.
As he's talking about all of these different things, you see Una walking around, kind of putting the hand on this glass case with the book, looking inside. And at that, I would like to do an Arcana check if I can.
Yeah, absolutely. Ba, 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 ba.
15.
15. Okay, that didn't. Oh, there it goes. All right, very good. What is it you're looking for in particular?
I just want to see what kind of like magic is like rumiating or radiating in this room, other than the spirit. Like, are these books like magical tomes? Is there any type of other like the book in the glass case, for example, or the scrolls around us? Are any of these like as Una's putting their hand on the glass and like looking into it, or like going over to the scrolls and kind of like messing with them just to see if there's any sort of like magic emanating from these things, or if it is truly only the spirit that has any magic in the...
You feel the hairs on your arm sort of start to stand up. If you have hairs on your arm, I'm not sure with a sea elf, but you sort of have that feeling of like a static electricity about this
If I
place.
may.
Yeah.
Their ears will twitch.
Your
kind of
ears
like
twitch.
an itch almost, but
You
it stops.
can tell there's definitely magic in this place. You're not close to anything super particular that is like ebbing with magic that you can grab right now, but there's
Okay.
probably stuff hidden about this place. And you also get this feeling, you actually look and you turn around and you don't see a clear exit from this room. This is a wall. This is a wall. And you're not quite sure how you got here in terms of where you started from.
Now, okay, cool. Then knowing that, visually looking at this tome in the glass case, for example, would I have like clocked that or known what any of those symbols on the top of it meant? Anything like that? Can I like roll an insight check, or I don't know what, like something to give an idea of that? It seems important enough to be in a glass case where all these other books are flying around. This book is like cherished and kept and can't be touched.
This one, it looks like it is some type of spell book. Like it could be used for like a wizard to store spells. It doesn't have any innate magic power of its own. Yeah, but it has like you can tell you've seen other mages, and although I'll say this, you haven't seen very many, if any, mages or wizards on the surface, but you've known a few in your hometown, and
Got it.
there you're kind of understanding that they usually have spell books and things like that.
Okay. Next, you see as this as he's floating around throwing books, you're seeing Una get down on all fours and look like underneath these tables, and instead of like moving the chairs between the desks, if there's any opening to like move underneath, kind of just like really like messing with each and every little like thing that they see.
People
And yeah.
do tend to get lost in my library, but I must say you do seem more lost than most. What is it you're looking for?
I am not lost. I am in awe. There are so
Oh.
many things I've yet to understand. And this, what is this? As they lift, like they kind of like point to underneath this desk, and they see that there might be, I don't know if there would be any sort of like gum underneath there, or like some sort of just like gunk or something like that has just like over age and time has kind of like solidified underneath this desk or
I would
something
say
like that.
You don't see any like gum or anything like this.
Would I
Isn't like
see
a
anything
public
like that?
library, but you do find like
Okay.
a dead spider or something like that.
Okay, cool.
Yeah,
I'll point to that. Yes.
that that shouldn't be here.
At that point, Una throws it, goes to the next thing. Kind of is acting, not really caring about this ghost at all. Kind of moving now, going towards the books, taking a book from the shelf, and like dropping it and seeing if it will float around Una.
As you drop it, the ghost sort of stops it from dropping, and it sort of just glides, and it rotates around them and then back onto the shelf. Is there a particular book you're looking for?
Do you have any books on, maybe the Seer?
Yes, I have many books on the Seer. What would you
Please.
like?
Maybe something around how to control the Seer's power?
Well, it's nothing quite like that, but they bring out a
So
book.
you
and
don't have a book for me in this grand library?
Why don't we start you with this? And it's a small book that says like the fables of the Seer, and it's sort of like different stories of their doings and things like that. It's like beginner's reading type of book.
Una takes it, throws it behind them, knowing the fables.
Well, but don't you want to start with the classics?
I know the classics. I've been around for quite a time. I would like to know what I can do now. And it seems as though, as unique as you are, there isn't much more than that. Nothing curious about you. But these books, they hold my curiosity.
No, I am just a librarian after all. A collector of sorts, I suppose.
A librarian that was given their job to them by their parents?
Well, I suppose you could call me a curator. This is my collection, and I'm curating it.
You're curating a collection that you couldn't purchase yourself.
They don't seem pleased with you. With
Una has no care at that.
With that, real quick, I will want to just check in with the rest of the party.
Yes,
you guys last saw Una, and they were heading here. One moment. This is where you find yourselves, outside this estate, just to give you the vibes.
Oh my gosh, that's terrifying.
Oh yeah, totally not threatening at all.
Looks great.
Yeah, definitely welcoming. The kind of place you really just want to wander into without a plan, or back up, completely alone.
Are you
Don't
sure
test Sly with a good time.
you sure you saw them go in here?
Yep, watched it with my own 2 eyes, and the door closed right behind them.
I thought we had a plan.
As did I.
He just kind of turns and looks at Sly. Well, I guess you get your wish, kid.
Happy birthday to me. And she's going to walk up to the door to see if it opens.
Yeah, no, it opens. Inside looks like a wreck. This place has definitely seen better days. It looks like it's been abandoned. There may have been people squatting in it for a good amount of time. Yeah. Anything in particular you guys are looking for?
I would like to do a investigation check for soggy footprints.
Yeah, go ahead. Go for it.
Oh dear. That's an 8.
8. You look around and where could he have gone off to? You start to look and just everything's debris. And at one point you almost slip and you actually stumble into these soggy footprints, and they lead back to a spiral staircase, which has like a brass railing, and it leads down.
All right, I think our slippery friend went that direction. Is there anything else we need to look at while we're in here? Who even lived here in the first place?
Do any of us
I don't
know
know.
that?
Yeah.
Give me a history check. I would say Lucian.
18.
18. You know that this is the Navison estate. You remember that you remember the Seer at one time had someone that they trusted here. You didn't really get to know them or anything like that. But sometime after the Seer's passing, you remember hearing about the place being deserted.
This, ironically enough, was a place that was an ally of the Seer, I suppose, in Navison Estate. But once, kind of like glances down a Sly, when she passed, it was abandoned.
All right. Well, unless y'all wanted to check around the other rooms, I mean, we could just head straight towards trying to find our friend.
I think that we should.
Wait,
Yes.
please. And she looks like she turns her body away from Aaren and instead looks at Fable and Lucian and is like, I've been practicing something. I want to see if it works. And there's like a gentle knock, like someone is tapping on your shoulder from behind you, and it feels like Sly. And she's attempting to establish a telepathic connection. I need to roll a d6 to see how long it lasts for, but you can end it at any time. So it goes for... Why does this happen to me? Did it roll? Please roll.
I just saw, by the way, we got a donation while I was talking earlier. Thank you, everybody.
Oh, thank you.
Thank you.
Rondo.
Thanks.
Oh, thank you.
Oh,
It's going to last for
Yay.
2 hours.
oh wow.
Yeah,
Is
Wait,
that-
is it between all three of us?
Nope.
Okay.
Just Lucian and
Oh, Lucian.
Fable.
Oh,
And me. Like, it's us 3.
okay. But the three of us can hear each other. Okay.
Yes.
Lucian, this is odd to you. The Seers never did anything like this. So this is kind of unique. In fact, roll a perception check for me, Lucian. I want to see if you saw. This is sort of like a retroactive perception check. I want to see if you saw the psychic daggers that Sly was throwing. What did you get?
I think one went like right by me, like when I
12?
was in a cart.
Oh, yeah, that sounds about right. Then you would. That too is not something you ever saw the Seer do.
Hmm.
These are like. They might be like her manifestation of what the Seer's powers were.
So I think like you start this, but you haven't said anything yet, and I just feel this like, kind of like maybe this like tinge in the back of my neck or something. What are you doing? What are you practicing? He says out loud.
Yeah, without her speaking, you hear, "Don't freak out. Don't freak out. I just want us to be able to communicate if we get separated for any reason, because Una walked right in and yet Una is nowhere. So just in case, okay?" And again, this is silent. Aaren can't hear what's going on.
What are we waiting for?
You'll hear Fable's voice in both of your heads, and she asks, "Why can I hear Lucian brooding?"
Well, this is good. This builds teamwork for us, right?
I'm not brooding.
I'm kind of brooding.
What?
So we just hear any thought. We're just gonna hear it.
Only if you're trying. Only if you're trying. So it'll be okay. If you need to send me a message or each other a message, then we've got it. If you don't need it, you can keep your thoughts private.
Aaren, what do you think? He says silently in his head.
We all look at Aaren.
Why is everyone staring at me? I mean, look, if y'all don't want to check out the other rooms, we don't have to.
No, I'm ready. I'm ready to go.
He just kind of looks at Fable.
All right.
Oh, okay.
And he looks at Sly.
Sly looks away.
I'll say in our telepathic link, I'll say follow father. I'll be right behind you guys. And then I'm gonna like peek in whatever room is closest on the way.
Okay. What is it you're looking for?
Like trinkets and things, like anything of value that would be.
I'm gonna rob.
Yeah, like I mean, yeah. A girl's gotta survive, you know. I'm not like trying to like really like she is used to. She's kind of done some catnapping, so she's not used to like. She's not trying to like destroy anything or like whatever, but just kind of taking a look.
You do find. Go ahead and give me like an investigation check. You do find 2 corpses. First of all.
Oh, okay. Hate that.
Love that.
Not trinkets.
Can I assist?
10.
Well, they already rolled that advantage. Did they?
I did?
Oh,
no, I think I just rolled
I
my
think
dice.
it's just rolling twice.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, everybody. That dice shouldn't be there.
It was just
One
an
moment.
8 + 2.
There we go.
But I could roll again at advantage. Oh, but I'm by myself, aren't I?
So you're looking around. What you see is you don't see anything too valuable. I will say you do find like a silver goblet that's worth about like 5 gold. And so it's it's nice. A lot of this place has been worn down. You think looters probably have been through here. The corpses, though, those look almost mummified. No one's come to move those in a very, very long time.
So there's nothing like without like being gross. I don't want to like really try and touch the corpses, but like they don't have anything like any like pouches or things like that.
If you would have to get closer to find it. You don't see anything glaringly sitting out, but if you want to get closer, you could.
I get closer. I just not trying to. I don't want to like be all up in the corpse, you know.
Grave rob them.
Yeah. I'm just peeking.
Would you move them to just check like under them or something like that?
Like just to check like at their hip, like maybe like if I could like just like kind of grab the clothing a little to like lift it, like make sure I'm not like seeing or like to check in a pocket or something.
Give me one more investigation check.
Okay. Oh god, it's worse. It's a 6. Doing
You
great.
go to like check on, and they just one of the bodies just falls over, hits the already shattered coffee table, and like makes this loud crash. It startles you.
Is everything good in there?
I run out of the room. Like literally like a cat bolting when like as soon as the noise happens, she just like turns and sprints. Yeah, yep. Just
Trying to do
nothing
some
in
looting.
there. Yeah, I was looking for Una. They're not in there.
Professional tip: you want to search under floorboards. Tap with your feet. If you're looking for stashes from squatters, that's the first thing you look for.
I don't know what you're talking about, Aaren. I was looking for Una.
Oh, of course. Right.
Sly
And then-
starts tapping the floorboards.
I was gonna say once like as she'll like let Aaren like take the lead to like go look for Una, and like once they walk past, as she walks forward, she's gonna kind of like do a subtle little tap just to like check. And then
Lucian's
she'll-
standing behind both of you, just watching you, waiting for you to go.
Ah!
Do you guys eventually go down the stairs?
Nah.
No,
Oh man. Well, actually, now that we think about
in a
it,
couple hours maybe.
A couple hours.
we leave, go to get some tea, then come back. But yeah, we go down the stairs.
Okay. Going down the stairs, you find yourselves. One moment. You find yourselves here. One moment. There we go. Here you are.
We see a library.
Yeah, you're in a library. There are books surrounding you on all sides. Where would each of you like to go? Looks like there's a path to the right, a path to the left. And you notice a lot of the books here look clean and like in good shape. You don't see any signs of where Una may have gone.
All right,
Did
well,
did Sly tell us? I know she saw something in the window. Did she get the chance to actually tell us what that was, or she kind of got
She told you
Yeah.
she saw a flying book.
a floating book?
Oh.
Oh, okay, a book. This was probably where a book that was floating would go, right? Or would it be leaving the library?
right.
Oh, we
Well,
should be
let's-
careful.
Yeah, let's take it slow, but we can still kind of look around.
I'm gonna kind of like get next to Sly and say, "Stay close to me."
Okay.
She nods, but she is looking at all of the books to see if any titles at all, like, or even in languages that she knows, or anything that like might pique her interest.
Okay. You do give me an investigation check. And what about the rest of you? What are you doing? Like, what are you looking for?
I'm probably looking for danger because
Yeah, I'll probably
Floating
do a
books,
perception
bad
check.
bad spirits. This whole place is spotless compared to the destroyed upstairs. So
Mm-hmm.
and Una's footprints led here.
Yes.
Yeah. So I think it's like I'm just keeping an eye out for potential trouble or anything like that, and watching Sly and making sure that she's okay.
Aaren, Fable, what about you?
All right, Fable, you're with me. Let's check this corner real quick.
The
I'll,
south or the top left?
Do the south real quick,
Okay.
just to clear that out.
Yeah, you guys head this way.
I'll take my daggers out. Fable's not super on edge because they're in a quiet library, but she'll like take her daggers out and follow behind him.
Yeah, you
We'll
guys
just
end up here.
Do an investigation check. See if anything.
More books.
More books.
Very astute observation. Let's see here. Yeah, but I think I'll do an investigation check to see, just in case, if there's any like traps or anything that seems dangerous.
Go for it.
Just 10.
We are not
Um,
investigating.
Yeah,
Seems
there's-
safe enough.
there's
That's a book.
small table here. and there's just some books and notes on it. You're doing your like walk around and you're like tapping on things. As you do tap and you feel a like something hollow on this side of the wall.
Interesting. Do any of the books, one of the books seem like it doesn't have much dust on it or something like that? Like you pull it and then there's a secret compartment or something?
There actually
We're just pulling all the books out.
You
We're
go and
looking
you
for
feel
Uno.
along them, and you do find one, and it does open up a room this way. The other thing you noticed is you guys are now locked in. You look back, the path you took to get here is gone.
Oh, that's not good.
Great. Split the party.
Okay, well, Fable, here's what we're going to do. In case we get split up, I'm going to connect our minds psychically. So I have an ability because of my draconic ancestry. It'll allow me to communicate with you as long as I can see you within 30 feet. So give me 1 second.
Oh, dear God, sweet. Oh,
And
okay.
you kind of feel just like this humming in your brain. And then you just hear the low tones of, hey, can you hear me?
Yes, can you hear me?
Perfect. Awesome.
Yes, we can hear you.
Yes,
Yeah.
exactly. All four of you can hear each other, except I don't think Daniel.
No,
give
I
me,
can't. No, I wouldn't be able to hear anybody else because it'd
Just
be
me?
a separate connection.
It's just me.
Does your connection have like an ability tied to it or anything like that, like an ability score? Possibly
No.
wisdom. Okay.
Mm-mm.
Yeah.
It
Then
just
you're
has-
you have this one-way connection, but Fable, you are essentially the you're on two separate calls. You have a phone to each ear.
Oh God. Oh.
All right. So,
okay.
unfortunately, I can't reach the others because I can't see them. But you know,
I got it.
Hmm?
I say I got it, but I guess you're hearing that, but then they're also hearing
What
that.
do you got? What do you have?
Yeah.
What?
I
oh yeah, cool.
yeah,
Are
hold
you
on.
okay?
Hold on.
I know things have been real stressful. You know, you went from just hanging out with the circus, and then now you get attacked by ghosts and monsters. But if you're going through something, you can talk to us. It's all right. I know it's a lot.
Like out loud or in my head? She says that, I think, because you're still
What?
close enough to hear.
I mean, yeah, you can say it out loud or whatever you feel more comfortable with.
Thank you. I feel very comfortable right
Hey,
now.
but where
Maybe a
did you
little
go?
too comfortable.
Where
Where
are
are
you
you
guys?
guys?
I'm in the other shit. I don't know how to like communicate. I'm doing
Like
things like
mid conversation, you just butt in with our
Professor
side because we
X.
don't know where you're at.
I'm
Fable,
like,
just
you
stop
like
talking.
see her
What's going on?
stop like mid like sentence to you as she's like trying to listen to them, like when someone's talking to you on a walkie-talkie. No, we're in the other. We went in the next room. Aaren and I are in the next room.
What room?
Speaking
The
of
next room.
Sly, you made a investigation check. What is it you were looking for?
I was looking for a title of something that would pique my interest, something I would find useful to me. She's always looking out for something useful.
You do find like different books on adventuring. You find some books on stealth. You find some books on sort of like beginner's guide to magic and things like that. Lots of very eclectic, interesting things here. Plus, if there's any hobbies you have, you probably can easily run into those with the check you made. You guys do notice that behind you, the path has changed. And if you look behind you, you see that it just leads to a dead end.
What?
Sly looks to Lucian and goes, so do we run at the wall or...
I don't think that will help. Stay close. And we should probably talk about this at some point.
Yeah, at some point, and she stays close and kind of follows down in the opposite direction because there's nowhere else to go.
Yeah. And I'll say it's like Lucian is like right by your side, and like once we get like to corners, he's like putting his hand up like and checking first, and like he is very much like kind of slowly leading this and like keeping you like right next to him. And you can it is absolutely like this is a protector stance, and you are behind him, and there's probably some comfort in that, even though Lucian's probably not the most comforting person to be around. And we're just kind of proceeding forward.
Yeah, you look down and then you see that again the wall behind you is now closer than it was before. You don't hear like shifting, you just hear or you just notice things are closer or not where they were, or paths don't quite lead the exact way they did before. As you guys are navigating.
I will in the telepathic link, there's something happening. The rooms are changing and hallways are shifting. Just stay close to Aaren, Fable, so you don't get separated.
Will do.
If you
Lay down breadcrumbs.
It didn't bring any bread. We're on our way to the inn where we would have stopped at an inn and gotten food, but then Una got eaten by this house, so I don't have any bread.
Maybe it's trying to lead us somewhere.
Speaking of Una,
we'll just meet up after.
Last we left you, you were saying that the ghost isn't very remarkable. Did you have anywhere else to go with that thought?
Yes. You see that they've now two things. George, real quick, I would like to roll like maybe a perception check to see if any of the like books that they have floating around them they've kept within their vicinity instead of like them flying back to the shelf. Like if they have one that's just like either circulating more or one that like they keep close to themselves as they're like pulling books off and shifting them back, like anything that seems of importance that something might be easily missed.
Yeah, give me a perception check to see if you can spot anything.
Come on, please. I need something good. I need something good. That's not good. That's not good. That's not good. 11.
11. You see there's like different papers and stuff like that. You see the book that Sly saw upstairs that's orbiting them, and it looks like they might be like casually reading it as it passes by every once in a while. It looks like it's a more like a newer book, almost like this ghost is catching up on current events.
I see. Yeah, so just picture Una picking up these books, kind of like with their index finger and their thumb, and then just tossing them. Now having not just no regard for the books, but knowing that they will be caught to make extra work for this ghost. Like anything that and then I would also like to ask you, George, I would like to find the most interesting book here. And I don't know if that's about shaving the ends of a chair, or if that is how to grow a beanstalk or whatever it is, but I would like to try and find the most unique book here.
Give me another investigation check.
And I'm getting quicker. You notice that Una is getting quicker with like just reading the title, looking in it once, and then throwing it back. And kind of like the way that L picks up like a spoon in Death Note. That's how that's kind of how he like picks things up, and he just throws them behind him. Okay.
Okay.
What was the check?
Investigation.
Okay. I'm so bad at that. Okay. 9.
9. You're looking around and you're hoping to find something useful. What you do end up finding is a book, sort of like it looks like it was recently put back on the shelf. You see it sort of slide into place, and you glance at it, and it's a book on essentially naval criminals of the past 50 years, basically. And
Okay, cool.
it counts like different pirates and ship captains and crimes that were done at sea.
Okay. At that point, Una will turn around to the ghost. So do you have anything of true interest and intrigue here, or are you just surrounded by all of this with absolutely no interest in what it is? I see that you have been throwing books on the shelf and taking them off, yet they circle you and you throw them back and you take more and you does
I haven't
nothing
been here in
interest
a
you?
while, and I need to reorganize things. They say that, but you notice that none of the books are on the shelf in any kind of order. They're not alphabetical. They're not sorted by author. They're not sorted by subject. Whatever the method of their organization, it's impossible to decipher. I do
So
need
what
to
would
get
you-
the place cleaned up, though, for our guests. And you see in the room you're in, there is now a doorway which leads out, and you hear footsteps. And you guys actually end up sort of like, you've been wandering around, and you sort of just find yourselves like running into each other. But again, these paths, like where you came from's gone. You know, where the other group came from doesn't look like it led anywhere.
Maybe
Okay.
we both. I just imagine like Lucian and Aaron both like popping around a corner, like ready to go. Like then we both kind of like jump for a second. And then,
Ugh.
oh,
All right. Ooh, all right, we're good. All right.
okay. Well,
We didn't find jack squat down there.
no, we didn't. And then like he looks to the right. Was that opening there before?
I'm going to be honest, I cannot remember. But it seems to be the only way forward because the walls keep closing in behind us.
Sure.
You
well,
see like the ghostly light behind Una, and you see that ghost floating behind them.
Real quick, if I
Yeah.
may, I would have like as the ghost kind of like shifted before I got over to this entrance. I noticed that the ghost was kind of getting closer to the door. It was walking kind of in front of me, saying that we have guests. Do you think that they would have kept eye contact with me at this point whenever they said that
No,
we have
definitely
guests
not.
and anything like that? Okay. I would like to cast a spell. I would like to cast Zone of Truth.
You want to cast Zone of Truth? Okay.
Yes, I would like to cast Zone of Truth.
Where are you casting? Like right on the ghost?
Yeah, I would like to cast it in the area where the ghost is. When
Okay.
when they turn around and they're so, when they're excited and focused about the guests, you notice that their inflection kind of is excited, and so using that as an advantage, I would like to
That's very
cast that in
interesting.
hopes
What
to
is the-
ask a question.
What's the
After I
like
cast it.
area of Zone of Truth?
I believe it's 15-foot radius sphere.
15-foot radius sphere. Okay. I'm gonna go ahead and place that on the map, and then so that would be 5. Okay, there's 15-foot radius, I believe. Yeah.
Mhm.
I think so. Yeah, that's 15-foot radius. Where would you like that placed? Like where they're going, or do you want them to be like entering it?
Where kind of like where they're going, I
Okay.
guess would be best. But I was hoping that I could ask a question in response of this. Like,
Sure, go for it.
Yeah. Yes, perfect. The response is, what is the most important book to you in this library?
Oh, well, that would be my memoirs, of course.
Your memoirs. Are they interesting?
I certainly think so, though they're probably boring to you. Hello!
I think probably Lucian has his sword out just in case. Hello.
Your zone of truth did seem to work. It
Let's
doesn't
go.
seem like they
Yeah,
didn't try
because-
to. They don't. You don't even think they tried to resist it.
Ooh, okay, cool. And if anybody fails at it, I would know if they fail at it too. At least that's what it says.
Okay, how are the rest of you responding as you sort of like see this ghost or like run into each other again?
I see Una and I rush past to go make sure Una's okay.
I would probably try to grab her shoulder or arm and not let her do that towards the ghost.
You can make an athletics check if you'd like. And
Just-
Sly, if you
Me-
want to make athletics or acrobatics to avoid that, you can.
Bet.
Me and all of your heads. Is that a ghost?
Oh no, not a 21.
Oh
Oh
no!
jeez. Oh no. I got little legs.
Yeah. You like run and just like are like Scooby Doo for a moment, legs moving, no contact with the ground.
Okay, hold on. Hold on. Let's assess the situation here.
Yeah,
Una,
no,
are you okay?
Una is quite bored.
Does
Question,
everyone
George.
get in about this close?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's
Okay.
sticking together as a group.
What is the wisdom saving throw? Or I think is it wisdom or charisma?
Charisma 14.
Oh,
Okay.
easy.
Oh God.
Everybody make a charisma saving throw.
18.
Hey, someone got a nat 20.
Nice.
I got it too.
I rolled a 15.
As
rolled a
if Aaron wasn't
15
gonna already be telling the
and-
truth.
-1 for a 14.
So is it just Aaren who failed?
Just Aaron.
What's the DC?
Aaren, at no point can you say anything that is false, knowingly.
right. All right, sounds good.
I don't even think Aaron's gonna say anything that's false. So, all right.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, you guys approach. Una does look fine. Una, I don't believe you've been hurt.
Mm-mm. I would just after once I see them, Una will then if I may, George, can I roll another perception roll in hopes that all the time that I've spent in here, I've like accrued a pretty good understanding of like in totality what was in this little smaller room in the books that like this ghost kind of like was flinging back and forth, only because I would like to fight for this, only because Una is the type that is very curious but is curious about everything. And so keeping that information in their head is most important to them, and that's why I wish to like hopefully know more than I do currently walking
about
out
what
of
was in
room.
this room?
Yes, what was in that room specifically.
A whole variety of books and scrolls and things like that. It wasn't like I'm not sure what specifically you'd be looking for. I will say that you do notice things seem to be moving in and out fairly quickly. That
Okay.
you probably don't have a complete. You like even if you had hours or days in there, because of how everything's
Yeah.
shifting, you probably don't have a complete catalog of what is in there. Only just what was in there at one point, and then has been
I see.
shifted out and moved around. I
right.
would say probably with your curiosity, you're almost overwhelmed at this place because
Hmm.
there doesn't seem to be like a order or sense to anything.
Okay. Yeah. Una seeing the group, you'll see Una say, "Oh, Una is okay. I am just bored. Well, maybe something else. It's great to see you. Why are you here?"
Well, because you wandered off by yourself.
Ah, you must be the Seer. Well, no, I guess not. You look like the Seer, though.
Hi, I'm Sly, and you are, and she like starts to reach up a hand like a handshake, but is kind of looking at Lucian.
I immediately like pull you back. Like,
Okay, yeah, she puts the hand down.
Absolutely not.
What? Who are you?
Yes, that's a good question.
Oh, forgive me. I'm not sure how you are connected to the Seer, but I am, of course, Arthur Navison, Seer's trusted advisor and sort of accountant of her goings and doings and happenings.
My grandmother.
Oh, Uno.
Grandmother.
Sorry, Uno would like to just interrupt real quick and say he seems to be someone who was given all of this from his parents. I'm not sure there's much more else to this spirit.
Ah, nepotism.
Yes.
Yeah, it's a nepo baby.
Mm.
Yeah,
It's
Frustrating to say the least.
Does that clock with what I know or recall? Would that be the name of?
Hey, could you repeat the name one more time for the note takers?
Arthur Navidson.
Thank you.
Yeah, no, you remember her mentioning an Arthur. So like a dry, like I'll have to see what Arthur says about this. That kind of like remark.
Yeah.
You've never met them though, so you're not sure if this is them.
Right. And how long have you been here?
Well, I was here for a very long time, but I have been away, it seems. I don't remember the Seer having a grandchild. They only have one child, and their name is Pepper.
Well, can I?
Yeah.
Okay, so he said he's been away, but he's back. Does he look familiar from the cards?
Yes, immediately.
No!
You remember him from one of the cards you drew. In fact, you remember him from the very first card you drew.
Oh man.
Uh,
Well,
Not the reaction I was expecting, but
Is that because you've been dead?
I've been away. The Seer hasn't called on me in quite some time.
Oh, it's probably because you've been dead.
No, I've been dead for a very long time.
Oh.
Do you like this when you were working with the Seer?
Yes, for a good a long time.
I see.
Ooh! Oh, jump scare.
Oh my god. That's him?
You're very creepy looking.
Tail snare.
That is the cards have a very grim depiction of reality.
Spoopy.
Well, I'm Pepper's daughter.
Pepper had a daughter. Did something happen to the Seer?
Yeah,
What are
she's,
you doing to the Aaron?
what?
Don't-
She's dead.
Aaron.
So- what? I'm not gonna lie. I'm just it's the truth.
The Seer's dead, but then why hasn't Pepper taken on her role?
Isn't that the question?
Actually,
Right, there's no need to be a dick
of
Did
about it.
Pepper
Question.
die?
No,
Did
no,
Were they both
Pepper's-
killed?
No, stop. Everything's fine. Everything's fine.
No, not
Well,
really.
I mean,
but
my grandmother is dead, but no, Pepper's fine. And
Yeah, she
what?
is.
I just have questions. I just, you're the only person who's gonna give me the answers, I think. Can we just restart? Hi, I'm Sly.
Hello?
I am like a seer in training.
A Seer in training. Did Pepper never touch the deck?
No.
No, not at all.
Don't, Aaren, take a step back or something.
What?
You're
Oh
awfully
my.
chatty, Aaren.
Why are you pushing me away? I was just saying.
How long has it
Answer
been
the
since the
questions.
seer was around?
Years.
What is it now?
20 years.
20 years, I'd say.
Yeah, give or take.
That is very troubling. And you've only just touched it now. You don't even know how they work, do you?
No,
That
she
is
doesn't
an
at all.
understatement.
Mm-mm.
Aaren.
Release all the
Oh,
cards.
I bet things have just
Aaren.
been going dreadfully, haven't they?
Yeah, they've been going pretty bad. I'm stressed. I'm so stressed right now. I don't even know
Wait,
where to
can I-
begin.
can-
I've been
can I,
trying to
like-
hold it down, but
Can I reach up and I just want to kind of I guess the equivalent of covering Aaron's mouth, which I don't know for Dragonborn would kind of maybe be a gentle shh, just to see if it stops him from
I
talking.
think even Lucian looks at Aaren what is going on?
Did you have something to drink back there, Aaren?
no, I am very thirsty though.
Right. So you just got back here recently, as in a day or so, I'm assuming. Not even.
I was set free from the card, so I came exactly where the seer would normally find me.
Right.
What did she used to come to you for?
Information, recording her histories, strategizing, things like that.
Her histories. But do you still have that?
Yes, of course. That's what part of the library is for.
May I please have it?
What are you looking for? The Seer's done a great many things, and 30 books fly by, and all of them are about the Seer.
Oh.
Where would you like to begin? Seer in training.
Sly is immediately overwhelmed by 30 books of homework flying at her face. She just reaches up and grabs one out of the air.
Okay. Roll a d20 for me.
Yeehaw.
We'll just see which one you grab.
Boom, baby.
A 19. Interesting. You snatch a book out of the air. That would be, you see a book and it's about what looks like a mummy. And the mummy's tomb out in the desert. And their sort of hidden underground sanctum. There's spiders all around this mummy.
Does that look familiar from the cards?
You think you saw one of the cards like that, but it doesn't seem like it's immediately significant right now.
Okay. What should I learn first?
Depends on what you want to know.
I want
Are
to know.
all of you here assisting the new seer?
Oh, I'm trying to, but I feel like I've been a bit of a disappointment lately.
Yes, we're here assisting.
Well,
I'm gonna
anything
elbow
you want to
Lucian,
know, I'm happy to
something.
answer.
I'm sorry, Adam's dying at that.
Me too.
Elbowing Lucian for help.
Yes. Do you know who I am?
You look a little worse for wear, but I believe you're the... And they pull a book, and it is a book that's labeled the Iron Heights riots, and I believe you're the Yes, they called you the Will of the Seer?
Yes.
Yes, I've heard of you. I never had the pleasure. I'm surprised you're still around.
Well,
A little worse for wear, I imagine.
you could say, I guess I could say the same about you. Might I see that?
And actually, I'm going to say at that moment when they say that they're surprised to see you still around, Una, you feel that, like, you feel like almost like they sort of like broke your zone of truth there for a moment, and that there's no way they could have said that if the zone of truth was working on them.
So wait, am I sorry for Skylar? So do I feel like they lied?
Yes, it feels like
Okay.
your zone of truth for a moment like broke and then like reformed.
Whoa. Okay. At that point, then, Una, while this whole conversation has been happening, just kind of after saying what they said, had gone back into the room and is just reading books at that point,
Mm-hmm.
sensing this because they clearly do not sense any sort of like issue with this spirit at all. So almost if you had to like cut back to it, Una has found like a little perch inside of one of the like little shelves that they've like fit themselves into, kind of like bent in an awkward little way, like reading their little book about the naval whatever it was that you earlier said,
The
earlier
pirates
mentioned,
and
George.
warlords.
Yeah. Actually, you know what? Give me an investigation check on that. At advantage. As you're reading that book. And
Investigation.
what were you asking, Lucian, before I had to give them that info?
I wanted to see the book that he referenced.
Yeah, he hands it to you.
Yeah.
Ooh, I got an 18. That's pretty good.
18.
Is it not popping up?
You see the name of a ship that you recognize, Una.
Ooh. Okay.
And there's a chapter about the things they do to troublemakers.
Okay. You guys hear some shattering happen. Yeah. You guys hear books falling on the ground. You're going to hear the glass that like tome was in shattered. You're going to hear chairs being like thrown. You're going to hear
Una's just flashing out, like breaking things. So you guys just hear all out shattering in the other room. Is your friend all right?
I never quite know.
I
to be
yell, I am not all right.
honest. So,
I run in there.
I am not all right. Taking this this weapon that you've seen, this like that you've seen Una just carry this whole time, that looks like kind of like a crab claw type thing. It has kind of like opened up, and you notice that it kind of like looks more alive than normal. And for those that are watching, just to give you guys a little bit of information on this, there's like a kind of like a nerve in this weapon that makes this weapon like look more alive than it is, even though it's not connected to anything. And so that's what's triggering that. As they smash the glass, as they're breaking the chairs, as they're like ripping things apart, and you can just see like on their face, if you make eye contact, when you make eye contact with them, Sly, that they still have the same face that they've always had, that like open-eyed, eyebrows up face, except there are just like tears streaming down their face, and they just like have almost like it's almost like whenever you're empty of all of your emotion, yet just everything, they're using everything that they can to just like lash out, and they just are in this state, this unforgiving state, kind of. Do you get closer? How close do you get, by the way?
Well, Sly rushes in, and then like the glass shatters, and she kind of like waits for that to settle, and then she rushes right up to you. Like she's terrified and is very concerned for you. So it's kind of doing like the thing that you do with like a spooked horse, like, hey, it's okay, it's okay, it's okay. I'm right here, it's okay. As she comes like right into your spot.
George, if you would like to, since you understand this situation, does Sly need to like roll to kind of like dodge, or do I need to roll to kind of stop myself? Because there's a one-track mind here that has been set off, and
give me a wisdom saving throw.
Thank you so much.
Give me a wisdom saving throw as well, Lucian. And how's Aaren and Fable reacting to what Sly's doing? Sorry, what Una's doing? Those both weren't
bewildered.
Yeah, I rolled a 9.
And that's also if it was a save, Lucian.
Yes, it was.
Okay.
Oh wait, nope. Yep, yeah, it was. Sorry, I did click the wrong thing, but it was the same.
Okay, what's Aaren and Fable doing in reaction to all this?
Aaron's gonna pull out his bow and arrow, his longbow, and kind of notch in an arrow, and just kind of stay by the staircase with it, still in the zone of truth.
Sly is holding up. It's like this to Una and this to Aaren, trying to just stop the fighting as best as she can with just her words.
Una, you need to lock it in, pal.
I rolled a 13 on wisdom save, so.
You're a little bit shaken by everything, but you aren't there. Those events aren't happening right now.
Okay.
You see that you've made a mess of this place. You see Una and Aaren and Fable looking at you.
Oh. Una drops everything that they have in their hands. Takes the shield off of their hand. I'm sorry. I am so sorry. Wiping their tears. I experienced a shock. I haven't experienced in a long time. This was not my intention. As they get on their knees and kind of start to clean up the glass, and they like as they're disregarding their weapons, kind of like picking up the chair or sweeping just like with their hands, kind of like picking things up, a little bit more nerve-wracking, and they'll say I as they kind of like start to stop speaking.
Yeah, I start to help. I reach into the like case where the book was shattered, like the case that was holding the book, and I grab the book like very tenderly, trying to shake off the glass and trying to clean it. And I try to take it over to Arthur and say, I'm so sorry. I don't know what that was.
Oh, it's quite all right. Books have a moving effect on people. And they take the volume from you, and it just kind of glides off into the library somewhere.
Hey, Sly. Good job.
Yeah.
Dude, whatever, bro. What the
Sly is like, are you high? Like she's never seen Aaren this open. and is just like, okay, yeah.
Yeah, no problem. I just felt like I should give you some affirmation in that moment for how you handled that situation.
I think
Now-
it's I think it's at
Go
this
ahead.
point that Lucian kind of like was like probably for the first, like, all this stuff happened and maybe like unknowing to probably everyone, it's like super uncharacteristic for Lucian to not be like on it and paying attention in moments like these, as he's just like thumbing through the pages and then he finds a certain section, I think, and then he's just like vigorously like reading like a certain
Yeah.
section of this book, and then I think it's like once he hears the glass shatter and like it kind of like snaps him a little bit out of it, and then like he kind of is startled probably for a second that all of this happened and he wasn't aware, or seeing Sly not by his side across the room, like, and just like snaps the book shut. What happened?
Before you do that,
Oh.
you failed your wisdom save.
Well, I rolled a 9.
Yeah, that was a fail.
Oh.
The DC was 12.
Uh,
You look, and as this is all happening, you are uncharacteristically not paying attention, because you're a million miles away. In fact, where you are right now is sitting in a pool of your own blood, gurgling.
What the shoes?
And we'll come back
Dude,
to that in just a moment after a quick break. Now's a good time to let you all know we're doing a giveaway.
Hey! Now's the time for that. Like,
Now's
okay,
a great
yeah, giveaway.
juxtaposition.
Great.
We are doing
Not
it-
only do you get that battle pass that we're giving away to two of, but you also get 3 pints of my blood.
Lucian's blood. So we're doing a giveaway. We're giving away 3 2-month passes to the Battlesmith tier for the Forgotten Adventures battle map Patreon, FA_battle maps, which you can find at Patreon. And this pass will give you access to it's going to give you access to all of their battle maps that they put up there on the Patreon. It also gives you access to the Foundry module, which has over 150 maps of theirs in there with pre-built, baked-in lighting and walls and sounds and interactive elements. Like that case that you just saw that Una broke open, all I had to do was double-click on that and the case shattered because that was already set up for me. I didn't have to do any work to prep that. So if you'd like to enter capital or exclamation point enter into the chat, you will have until the end of break to do that. So we'll be gone for just 10 minutes, and when we come back, I will go ahead and draw the winners. All right, stick around. We'll be right back. Let's see, break, and here we go. Hey, okay, we're back. We're back, and a very few of you entered the giveaway, and that's okay. It's your last chance to enter while I talk right now. You press exclamation point enter into the chat, or exclamation point ticket, and now either one will get you an entry. I assume a lot of you haven't entered because you already have a battle tier, Battlesmith subscription for the Forgotten Adventures battle maps Patreon, which I do, so I can't blame you for that. That's why I didn't enter. But this is your last chance. I'm gonna go ahead and draw the winners. Again, exclamation point enter to enter, and I will go ahead and draw the winners. 3 out of 6 people, 7 people now, will get a 2-month free access to the battle tier pass. The Battlesmith tier. I keep saying battle tier. Battlesmith tier of the Forgotten Adventures battle maps Patreon. Okay, and let's go ahead and draw those winners. Closing draw. Okay, Jalen Tussle, you are our first winner. Followed by Papa Trail Doc. You are our next winner.
Papa.
And Taz Azaroff, you are our third winner. I will take a screenshot of this, and I will be messaging you guys through through Twitch sometime tonight with those codes. You do have until Sunday to use them. They expire then, but you just need to put them in. If something goes wrong, we can fix it. That's not a problem. But yeah, apparently those codes only last a week. So when I went to do the giveaway last week and I forgot, we had to get new codes made. Fun fact. Anyway, that's okay. Congratulations to the winners. And yeah, great. Let's get back to it. Where were we? Oh, right. You were bleeding out.
Right.
Did you mark your wait? How did your character turn red suddenly? How did that happen?
It's the
did
blood,
you mark
I think.
yourself as bleeding?
No, I don't have control over that. I mean, I'm still technically bleeding from the previous fight that we were in. So
that probably does it.
it's kind of
So
fitting.
you're there, Lucian, on the ground, bloody, broken. There's like a pain down in your abdomen from where you were stabbed.
He's like coughing up blood, choking, kind of laying there looking up.
There's guards around you, others who have died during the riot. What's going through your mind right now?
It's been a tough week or so with everything that happened, the riots that broke out, and him doing what he could. I think he kind of looks to his left down a long kind of street roadway corridor and sees the woman and young child fleeing the opposite direction, able to make it out. And he just kind of like looks up, coughs again, and I think he just slowly turns to the right and sees the others that have died, knowing that it's his time and he did what he could. And there's a sense of pride in that, but he knows that there's still more that he could have offered. And he prepares himself to die.
You don't look good there. You hear a voice as
May,
faint
look.
footsteps walk towards you. Death's gonna come for you in only a moment, I think. Lacerations went straight through the gut. It's a very slow but painful way to die.
He tries to say something, but just blood gurgles out.
They lean down close to you, getting almost in the blood themselves. If I were to mend your broken body, what would you do with the time you have following this day till your last?
I think he looks at her, and then he looks left, and his arm extends, covered in blood, and he just points towards the woman and child that are down, probably hobbled up in a corner. And again, I think he tries to speak, but more blood coughs up.
You hear a movement of cards shuffling in her hand. Whoop, wrong token. There we go.
What?
Sorry, clicked the wrong one. You hear a shuffling of cards move through her hands, and she places one on you, not unlike Sly. And as she does, you feel a little bit of healing move through you, and your breathing gets a little bit clearer. I need you to say it. What would you do with this body if I were to mend it until the last days you have on this planet?
I would protect them. And
Just them?
you.
I don't need your protection.
I will serve. Serve well.
You'll defend this place?
I will. I'll protect it. All of it. Or will be done.
I think I can work with that. And the cards start to glow green in their hands, and they place one down on you, and your body starts to mend, stitching back up, pulling itself back together. You feel your insides raked with pain, but you feel them starting to tighten as muscles sort of push your organs back into place.
I think he kind of like curls over and just like tenses up in excruciating pain for a bit.
This entire interaction, as this is happening, Sly, in the real world, you are hearing almost like a one-sided conversation as Lucian's responses play back in your mind. This kingdom will have use for you, I think, for a long time. Your loyalty is admirable. And with that, we find ourselves back in the present.
Shatter. Book closes, snaps out of it, and looks over. What happened?
Dude, what now? What's going on?
Sly, what's going on?
It was nothing. It was nothing. Una was not okay, but we're okay now. We're just cleaning. Everything's fine.
It was me. I remembered something that I did not want to. I thought I had forgotten. Una would like to walk over to the ghost with the book that they were reading.
Okay.
Can I check this book out? I can return it.
Of course. Yes. Do make sure you do return it, though. It's rather important to me.
It's rather important to me too. Thank you.
They smile as you tuck the book away.
I'll walk over to Fable and kind of like, slowly, not threatening or anything like that, but just like lean over to their ear and just ask. So I would assume that you would know how to help yourself. A way. You would know a way to help yourself focus when you needed it most. Is there anything like that you could help me possibly do to ground myself in this situation?
Yeah, it seems like everyone could maybe use that right now. And she looks over to Aaren, who's just been yapping, and Lucian, who's like freaking out in the corner. Just focus on a point. Choose anything, like that candle there. A light is great, but it could be anything. A spot on the wall, on the floor. Now, focus on that. Nothing else. That's the only thing that exists.
But there are some... Right.
No.
That's the only...
Breath in. Breath out. Just that.
That is where I'm having trouble. The breath out.
What like exhaling? You mean?
Yes.
Let it
Because-
go.
Right. That's the problem. I can breathe in if you want me to breathe in more.
I can't tell if I think that Una is just being like odd or like saying things odd, or do I think that they're implying that they like breathe differently, like they have like, I don't know if that's like a gills thing or something. Like, do I
No, there's you would know that they are purely speaking oddly.
I've seen them
because-
breathe, like I've seen them inhale, exhale, like it's
Yes,
not like they're
yes.
not breathing. Okay.
Correct.
Okay. You can't keep it in. You have to let it go. And if you have to let a little more go, you can exhale like this. And she does like a like you know, like in yoga when you do the like like let it all out. Sometimes yeah, look, that's letting the breath out. If you need to do it louder, you can, but then just breathe in again. It's just focus on one thing. Sometimes
And there's no stretch or something that you do in the circus that could help me better specialize, that you could help me focus and breathe out. And I just they get teary-eyed again.
honey, no, there's no magic way to
No.
do it. There's a lot going on. You're dealing with a lot. There's clearly many things happening in that head of yours, and she'll like tap you on the head as she says it. Forget about it. You have to let it go, and it'll come back. Some things you can't just let go of, but you can at least clear your mind. Even if you can clear your mind for 1 minute, if you can give yourself that break, you need it.
They hold in their breath, and you notice that as time is passing by, they haven't exhaled. They're about 35, 36, 37, 38, counting in their head. They're getting a little shaky now.
God. Okay. I?
And then a minute. Well, go
Okay.
ahead. You go ahead.
This is not something I normally do, but I'm asking because I know you very well, and so I think it's okay. But tell me if it's not. I would like to try and command Una to breathe. I mean, well, yeah. Can I do I have to use one of the suggested words? Can I do that?
Yes, absolutely. You can.
Flavor. I'm like, hey, like instead of like, it's like her version of like snap out of it. Like, so she's like, hey, like tapping your cheeks, and she's like, hey, and like makes like this direct eye contact, and you like, actually you can see like her, like she kind of like puts her head down so you can actually see her eyes behind the like shaded glasses that she wears, and you see that they're like these like golden like eyes with like kind of like her pupils different, like it's like thinner than a human pupil normally is. It's more like animal like. And she looks directly in the eyes and then says, breathe, and cast command. Which I guess if you want to fight is a wisdom save, but okay.
No, I am not. I accept it. And as you say that breathe, you see them kind of like breathing out, and you notice that they're like easing. You can see that like tension in their face kind of ease.
Yeah.
But they're getting shorter and shorter and shorter and shorter, and they like bend into this like, all I can imagine or explain is like this sort of like pseudo slinky-esque type bend over, where they're just like their arms, the back of their arms are on the floor, like completely. They're standing up still, but like the top of their bodies, just like their face and their arms are resting on the ground, like just like a slinky down the stairs. And they say, this is exactly what I needed. Thank you so much, Fable.
God, I can't believe I had to tell you how to breathe. Yeah,
Normally,
now just
I'm
make
not
sure
like this.
make sure you keep doing that. Don't stop again. That'll help. It's a repetitive thing, a habit, if you will.
No, I've got it now. This is exactly what I needed. And they'll then stand up and stretch, and they'll say, thank you, and they'll put their hand up to you like this.
She like taps you in the center of your hand with just a finger.
He'll look at it
job.
like their hand. Good job. Now we are on the same page.
Are we?
Sorry.
Right.
That normally doesn't happen. But I'll explain later. We can continue.
Right.
I think that the three of you that can hear Fable's thoughts, you hear her have this thought that she's not even, it'll come to you because she's just like, what the heck? Like, she's like, am I insane? Because like, everyone's just like losing it. And she's just like, wait.
I am normal.
But she just stands there like smiling. Like she's just like nodding at Una like, yeah, okay. Mm-hmm.
So,
oh, go ahead.
Creepy Ghost, I have a question.
His name is Arthur.
Oh, sorry, Arthur. Sorry. I am creeped out by Ghost. But so when it comes down to it, you have any books that could help us out with, I don't know, sealing, let's say hypothetically all the spirits were released from all the Terro Deck and getting them back in there?
Oh, well, yes, I suppose it depends on which one you're going after. I helped the Seer go after many of the ones she trapped in the deck. I suppose in a way I helped her trap myself in the deck as well.
So who is your top 5? I was about to say dead or alive, but who are your top 5 most worrisome, I guess, that we should focus on first?
Well, they start thinking about it. Do you have the deck with you?
Yes.
Let me see.
But I don't have it. Sly has it.
See ya.
In training, and looks at Lucian and goes,
What are you looking at me for?
Okay.
Okay, you want my opinion now? I'll give you
No.
my opinion.
No.
Okay.
She rips the deck out, flares it out like a casino dealer, and so that Arthur can see all the ones that are missing, because it's all of them except for one.
But they're all there. Like the cards are there.
The designs are on them still.
The designs are all there.
Okay.
It's more that bear in mind, I'm kind of giving you guys these cards piecemeal. I have a good collection of them, not all of them yet, but I have a good collection of them, so I can show you what is available. Also, what's your guys' speed? Arthur does point out two that concern him rather greatly. The first one he points to, this one I think was some trouble for the Seer. Rather dangerous sort of beast. And the card they point to is one moment. It's scaling. There it goes. They point to this card. Sorry, it's taking me a second. There we go.
Oh yeah, that looks problematic. Yeah.
Light eater.
I see how that could be
Caused
a problem.
quite a few frustrations for the Seer, if I recall. Of course, this one almost took over the city.
Is that right?
And they point to a separate one, and this one, as they point to it and sort of nudge it out of the deck, Lucian, give me a wisdom saving throw.
That one.
That one. Awesome.
Lucian's having a bad time in this house.
Dude, Lucian.
You see this card. And as you do, you remember this face gritting its teeth as it jabbed a knife into your stomach and started pulling from left to right.
Impossible. They're gone.
Yes, the Battlebound was quite a difficult nuisance to put up with.
Oh boy. All right. Well, all right. We got two that we know we should be looking out for. That's good. Good arena. Let's see here.
Arthur?
Yes.
So the first spirit that we got back into the deck, we just kind of put the card on top. Is that how it works for all of them?
I suppose, yeah. If you interactions with the cards, physical contact, it's rather complicated. They weren't always bound to the cards, but now that they are, contact with them should put them back, yes. It might not take right away, depending on the circumstances and their sort of will or spirit or what have you, but yes, generally contact with the cards will put them back in.
Well, you said you helped my grandmother a lot with this stuff.
Yes.
How did you travel with her, or did she always meet you back here?
Well, no, she would sort of carry me along with her.
Yeah, I was afraid you were
useful.
going to say that, Arthur.
That said, I'm not exactly looking forward to going back into the deck anytime soon. I don't mind having some time to go over the library and make sure everything is
Wait,
in order.
we didn't ask, Arthur. Do you kill people?
Well,
Like, there's been rumors about haunting, but there was like no murders, right? We completely forgot to ask if you kill people or like harm.
no, I've never killed anyone.
Okay, good. I was just making
Do
sure.
I feel anything from that, George?
I was about to say, is he telling the truth?
Nothing goes wrong with that statement.
Okay, great.
Okay, cool. Because all right. Well, I mean, I don't know. It's an awkward situation because the safest thing for us to do is to put you in a card, take you with us, and then we consult with you from time to time about the goings on. But you know, obviously, you want to stretch your legs, and I mean, you could be of a benefit being here and possibly researching stuff that we might need help with.
Yes, I believe we are on the same page.
well, I mean, what can you offer us being here, researching here, that you couldn't give us guidance on the road?
Well, I assume since the Seer passed, that quite a few things have happened in the world. There are new books, for example, new scrolls, and information I will have to cross-reference. And as they say this, there's like papers and books flying past each other, like literally cross-referencing each other, as they sort of like dance around the room and papers swirl with them.
Right. How are you getting new books? That doesn't make any sense.
I have a knack for finding information.
Right.
It sort of just comes to me, and a book just slips into his hand.
Right. Well, I'm going to be honest, Arthur. I don't quite trust you right now. Your behavior is a bit unsettling at this current point in time. It's just, I feel like there's just something you're not quite getting at as to why you don't want to go back into the deck, if I'm being honest.
Have you ever been inside the deck before?
No, but you can tell me about it.
Being in the deck it's not quite being dead. It's more like being on pause. Like a single moment, stretched out for a very long time. And that moment gets boring after a while.
That's reasonable. I understand that. I know what it's like. I feel like my life is on pause sometimes too. Like I'm just,
Yes, I'm
just
sure
kinda
it's
like
very
in between.
similar.
Yeah, it really is. It must be. It feels like it. Any other questions? Anybody else got? I don't know.
I think
Where are your
maybe-
memoirs? Oh,
Well, I was just going to ask if you talked about putting things back, but there was obviously an incident where a lot of these individuals and cards got freed. And there's like this anger inside of Lucian that's just like kind of at that statement, as well as kind of like, I don't know, he's kind of like staring off a little bit for a moment. And then how do you, if we were to bring you with us at some point, how would we release you from the card? I think Sly would need to know that as well.
She merely needs to touch the card and will it to be. The Seer had a knack for that. They were not only able to pull full entities out of the card, but the way rather they're most often meant to work is to pull aspects, gifts, if you please. My gift, of course, is knowledge and information and my personality, I suppose. But others have different gifts. This one here
Yes.
was very resilient. His anger was quite useful.
Arthur,
Hmm?
could I ask you a question? And then she looks around and goes, over there by that book.
Yes, of course, please. We'll be right with you. He gestures to the rest of you as he sort of floats with you to that direction.
Oh, everybody goes not trusting me again.
Hey,
They float in that direction. If any of you look away, the direction they went into is completely sealed off by a bookshelf.
great. Awesome.
You
Best
wanted
answer.
to speak with me?
And before she says anything to Arthur, she like mental link goes, "I'm okay. I'm fine." And out loud goes, "So you know a lot.
Yes.
Do you know what's wrong with me?"
What's wrong with you?
When
Can you be more specific?
When I touch the cards, the way you talk about my grandmother, this innate ability to help and to know what to do. Why don't I have that? Why are people dying?
I suppose it's a lack of experience, but you'll get there. I have no doubt in time you'll know just as much as she does.
What do you mean does?
However much she knows, you'll know it all soon enough as well. I'm sure you probably hear her from time to time, don't you?
Sly has never told anybody about her specific dreams. So she goes, no, I don't have that ability either. I don't think.
Well, it will come with time. All things do, and I would say that you're on the right track. You simply need to continue and grow and learn, and one day you'll fill the mantle perfectly.
And how many of my friends are going to die in the process while I'm failing? If you have a cheat code, a fail safe, if you have a way, if you have anything, I really, really need it. Everyone is going to hate me if I don't become better than she was. Okay? Well, like a locket, an amulet, a ghost high five, anything. Can you make me better?
I can look into some things I can find, tools the Seer once used to use that might be helpful to you, but you said you encountered one already, yes? These ghosts?
Yeah.
Which one?
Flaming skull prince guy.
Oh, the charred prince. Yes, of course. They were quite a tricky one. They were actually the second of the spirits she caught in the deck. So you're already ahead. It could be worse.
Okay, I need you to stay here and look into making me good enough, and I'll let you not be in the deck. When I come back, Arthur, I really need you to have something for me.
Of course, yes.
Oh, Arthur, please don't make me regret this. I've been making a lot of bad decisions lately, okay? And she looks like she is begging this ghost.
What
begging.
bad decisions have you made? You've only just become the Seer. They sort of float around you, like examining you.
Oh, Arthur. Oh, buddy. Well, it was a bit of a slip up, we should call it. I don't know. People are dead. That's all I know, and it is my fault, and I can't do better. What do you mean aspects of the cards? Can I pull out fire from the charred prince card and use it?
Yes, that's roughly the idea. You're already getting it.
Arthur, you gotta tell me these things, buddy. Have you ever heard of cahoots? And like she goes on like a long rant about how they should be helping each other
I was
until
in
eventually
cahoots once, actually, with the Seer.
Great. Your grandmother did. Never mind. Arthur, lock in with
Yes.
me, buddy. I can use the cards to pull out aspects of the ghosts they represent. Is that right?
Yes. The Seer would pluck the power out from the Charred Prince and use its crown to destroy all sorts of things that got in their way.
Great. Okay. Can I, Una's checking out a book. Could I check out all of those books on the Seer and I'll bring them back on our way out of town?
I don't think you'll be able to carry all of them.
I can build a wagon.
I suppose you could, but you could just come back here and read them anytime you'd like.
I don't know how long we'll be. Okay. You know what? Deal. You look through those books one more time. Try and pick up something useful, Arthur, I beg you. And we'll be back. Okay? I just have to go talk to my mom and convince her that I am not a mistake. Okay, no big deal. We can do this. And she starts walking back towards the bookshelf and realizes like they've been cut off. And she kind of like goes like she's gonna run, but doesn't.
They hold up a hand. If you don't think you're up to it, you could always try to convince Pepper to take on the role.
Oh, Arthur, you've been in a deck a long time. And she looks up at him and goes, I'm really sorry about that.
That's quite all right. I'm able to stretch my legs now.
And I'm not gonna put you back. So I hope you're happy in this place. Are you happy in this place?
Yes, of course. I find this place to be pure bliss.
Yeah, you sound like it. Okay, great. Great. I have tried to get my mom to do the thing that I'm doing. Dead end, Arthur. We're not going to even open that book. You know what? I appreciate your advice, and I will do my best to not let you down, buddy. Oh, pal of mine, that is a ghost.
Well, I look forward to us working together in cahoots.
Oh boy. And like when she says it to Una and Una says it back, there's like a sense of comfort and actual camaraderie. And when Arthur says it, she's like, I think he's insane. Like I don't think he knows what he's talking about. In the mind link, you and Fable, Lucian and Fable both hear, okay, I got what I needed. I'm coming back. And then she's kind of just like touching the bookshelf, waiting
this
for
way,
Arthur to
and he
open it.
points, and there's just a clear hallway that leads right back to where you're supposed to go.
Absolutely. She'll head down.
It's easy to get lost around here.
Yeah. I'm getting that. She walks back into the room. Are you still standing in the zone of truth?
You know, I have to be honest here. I hate everything bagels. You know, it's just something about them putting just all the seeds on top of it. It's like, what are we doing here?
But
You
it's
know,
all
like,
of the best. It's all of the best things, though. So
But
of
it's
course you're gonna
not.
put it on.
You
Yeah,
know,
it's not
better than
everything like
plain
that's
bread.
bad. It's everything that's good.
Aaren.
You know, I think this is the most you've ever talked about something, Fable.
I think this is.
I'm just. This is the most you've ever talked.
I didn't know
Aaren.
you were passionate about. Oh, what's up?
What is an everything bagel?
Oh God.
What is it, Slash?
Seer, be with me.
I'm
And then
right
Slay
here.
walks in.
Aaren, I
Yeah.
know you're mad at me, and I know I really did everything wrong. I'm ready to go talk to my mom. I would really, really like it if you let me do the talking. It's not a good idea. she'll listen to you, but I really need to be the one to say the thing, or
Right.
I'm
No,
gonna
yeah,
hate
no, it's
it.
definitely probably not a good idea, but I trust you and you need to try to take initiative for yourself. So yeah, I support it. And no, I'm not mad at you. No, I'm more so disappointed in myself. But
What?
anyways, what?
Why?
Oh, I don't know. I feel like I've just been like harsh on you and pushing you away, but at the same time, I don't want you to grow up. I have to accept the fact that you have to grow up. And
If I may, has it been 10 minutes yet, George, you think?
Yeah, I think it's about in the middle of this. And Aaron, you might realize what you're saying as you're saying it.
and
Right. So you
I think-
are
So I think for Aaren, what he feels is that he normally keeps all of his stress like in his chest, and then just all of a sudden it just tightens back up. All the stress that he's been bottling in just tightens back up. And he just goes, right. Was I under a spell?
Yes. What is that?
Did
What?
you zone a truth me?
Not you. You just happen to be in it?
It's a zone.
Of
Yeah.
truth.
would
Right.
that explains a lot. Look, we need to get moving.
Yeah.
Are we
Yeah.
putting Arthur in the cards?
No.
That's your choice.
Arthur,
Hmm.
may I quickly see those memoirs of yours that you mentioned?
Of mine? Well, I would have to find them. They're around here somewhere.
Please, I can wait.
I will look, but it may take me a while if you've seen the state of this place.
You seem to go through it quite fast.
Yeah,
Would you,
true,
turning
make it
around
look
to the
easy?
turning around to the group, would I have been told that these Arthur's memoirs are the most important book here in this library. Would you like to also wait and read them, or I can
think
wait?
We can pick them up on our way back here.
Okay.
I think that Arthur has them now. You were able to pick any book out of this library that was requested by the Seer, and yet now you can't find some that were misplaced. Arthur,
You turn and say that, and Arthur's not there.
Wait,
What?
Wait.
Una, most important books to who? Of course, his own memoirs are going to be the most important to him.
What if some things. And then she realizes he could be listening. Like, she doesn't know if ghosts can go invisible.
Yeah.
So she just, like, shuts up. And in the mental link with both Fable and Lucian goes, we could still be watched. Maybe we should go
Yeah.
before we get lost.
Yeah, let's go. In mind speak.
What are y'all standing around there for?
yeah,
Y'all
let's-
okay?
Very odd. Why are you standing around?
Aaren, she then directs her towards Aaren. Let's go in case someone's still listening.
Why are you speaking to me telepathically? Oh, yeah. Gotcha.
Yeah.
right. Let's
Una,
leave.
I can
Steve-
wait. I don't need as much sleep as you.
No, and I think it's best that you come with us.
Okay.
We'll come back.
Yes, Arthur, we will be back. We will have another conversation.
Your
I know
voice
you can hear me.
echoes through the halls of the library.
Did you say his voice or Lucian's?
Lucian's voice.
Okay.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. I know. I am Batman.
Batman.
How do we navigate getting out of here? I don't know.
The
we just
path
start
out
walking.
seems very straightforward.
Okay.
Seems.
Because we
All right. I'll
we
take
take
point.
our leave and
Where are you guys heading?
I think we were still heading. I think the initial plan was to head towards like the palace because last we knew that Pepper was going with the prince to make some appearances,
Yeah.
and then all hell broke loose.
I don't know how that happened.
Yes.
Yeah, I was gonna say what unless it's like nighttime and we need to just go find an inn.
Yeah,
I
I
don't
mean,
know
I
what
think it
time
really
it
just
is now.
depends on timeline. I'm also
Um,
really banged up still, but I always look that way. So.
It's technically the next day, so
Oh.
you guys are probably pretty haggard from the last night. But you guys traveled throughout the night. You arrived here at morning. This is like it's getting to like late afternoon, or like mid afternoon. And you guys, make your way out into the city. And what you'd see is Shorestar Castle. It's a massive castle that sits on this large, heavy stone that hits up against the shore. It's almost like part of the natural terrain was obviously ideal pick for this, as this place is pretty hard to assail from other directions unless you're attacking it by sea. And you guys race there. Lucian, you don't have any problems getting past guards or things like that as you sort of have that clearance and they let you go through. Where is it you're heading to?
I'd probably go to like the whoever's the head of the guard or the like because and I think again is like as we go through, I think that there's like definitely you see reactions from pretty much every guard that we pass or like that sees me. Probably varies depending on who we're passing in terms of the reaction, but it's like every single one of them has like some sort of stark reaction to me. But then I would probably go to the head guard and see if they have the information on Pepper and the prince and if they're here or somewhere else or
you guys go in. The palace is, by the way, just very resplendent. I just want to brace you guys for that. As you arrive, it's absolutely gorgeous inside. You are led through carpeted rooms, and you're beside two majestic-looking suits of armor. Lucian, sir, what's your business here?
I have need of an audience with Pepper. If she's still here with the prince, they were here to have a meeting of sorts with the elves, I believe.
The Seers heir. I believe they're still prepping for that. And they look down the hall, and they look at you, and then they see Sly. Is something wrong?
Yes, but we need to have this conversation first, and then the information will be given out as needed. I would just recommend having the guard be prepared for anything.
Give me intimidation.
Oh, it's not very good. My charisma sucks.
Same.
16.
16. Okay. He, as you say, like, be ready for anything, he sort of double takes, looks at you, and knowing the things you've gone through, he sort of is taken aback. Yes, wait here. I'll see if I can get the prince's guest. And they rush down the hall as you guys sort of make yourselves comfortable. And you see them race off down the hall, speaking to another guard. And now guards are sort of just like looking at you guys, sort of eyeing you up and sort of getting a feel for what might be going on. It takes a little bit, but eventually they come marching back out and you see Pepper.
I just kind of look at
Oh,
Sly.
no. They
Say
walk
you're up.
forward.
Hey, Mom.
I specifically forbade you to come here.
Right. That is truly the least of our worries right now.
And you bring a bunch of party guests with you?
It's not about the party. I mean, they're great, but that's not. Mom,
This is
I
serious business, and it's very boring. You
I
don't want
know.
to.
No.
And Aaren, why would you bring her here?
All
Mom,
right. So in
please,
my
Mom,
defense,
please,
I just
Mom.
wanted to say this is not a conversation we can have out in the open. Preferably telepathically, but I'm unfortunately the only one who can do telepathic things.
Mom,
So-
can I have a long conversation with eye contact with you over here? We need someplace private. Very private.
They look, and what are you doing here? They say to Lucian. Did he put you up to this?
No, truly, no one did what I'm about to tell you about except for me. Okay? So stop trying to blame everyone else. That's gonna have to come right here.
There, I'm sure, plenty of blame to go around. What is it?
Are there still guards around? I'm not.
They're
telling
like
her.
down. They're like down the hall.
Okay. Oh boy. Oh, hot dog. So great.
Hold on. If you're gonna have this conversation, you should be staring at your mother's eyes.
No, please, George.
Yeah.
I mean, it would be wrong not to. Okay, here we go. I gotta get her concerned
I think
face out.
as you prep that, I think Lucian, he looks like, and of course, like Pepper throws shade at him, like he expects it. And I think because we're still telepathically connected, I mean, obviously Fable will hear this too. But he's gonna just, while looking at Pepper with this like stern face, he's just gonna say, Sly, you need to completely own this, but you need to show her that you're not a little child anymore to be coddled. It's happened, and we're dealing with it. You need to show her that you're not grounded anymore.
Sly takes a deep breath, turns to her mother, and goes, I made a choice. I have always known where you keep the deck.
The color drains from her face.
Yep. Gotta keep talking. I have the deck now. When I touched it, a lot of the spirits trapped inside went free, doing a lot of damage to a lot of people. It's no one's fault but my own. And I'm Yep.
You what?
I made a choice.
And she sees. Do you have the deck in your hands?
No, God, no.
Okay.
I'm scared she'll take them.
Okay. She give me a persuasion check. Just to see how well this
real
is
quick.
going. Yeah.
Real quick, if I may, when you take that like heavy breath as you're like stumbling a little bit, Sly, like comforting you, Una will put their hand on your shoulder, and if you turn to them, they will put a thumbs up to you, and they will nod, and they will hopefully instill a little bit more confidence in you. And hold on. And I would like to just wait, can I do this?
Guidance?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
I'll
Yeah,
cast
guidance is
guidance
fine.
on
Yeah.
them.
Hooey, oh geez. And then we roll and we
Uh-huh.
don't judge. Plus guidance. I'm doing great. I'm doing so good right now.
Are you lucky?
I am lucky.
Yeah, are you lucky? Okay.
You feel lucky right now? Or does
How
it
lucky are you?
It's worse.
Well, that's a D4. So
Oh.
you're not using
Yeah.
luck
That was
on
just
the
the
on the
guidance.
first
I don't
roll?
have luck points. I can
Oh,
only do
only
that
if
if
it's a
I
nat
get
one.
a yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
So that's an 8.
Right.
Pretty good.
Jesus.
Let's go. Let's go. Break my heart.
Immediately, you what? And as she starts to fly off the handle, Aaren, it might be necessary to hold her back.
Yeah.
As she starts,
kind of pick her up a little bit. Yeah.
I told you, we can't touch the deck. And she starts stuttering and stammering, and you see like her
Spice.
hair bun start to pop, as she cannot be contained by this. The deck. Oh, but you're not ready. You're just a child.
Spice. She's on it.
Give me a persuasion check.
Any advantage for our history?
Yeah, can we do advantage? I think
We
I
used-
personally think that our dragon daddy deserves it.
I will say yes. You have advantage.
In the
You're calling her
chat.
Spice. I'm assuming you're using like your size to like ground her.
Right. Persuasion at advantage. All right. Okay. For
Hey,
a
better.
-1, it could have gone worse.
Yes, it could have.
Good for you.
You, no, this is not my baby girl. No, this is. How
It's
could you
not-
be so stupid?
Wow. I don't think you mean that.
What happened? What? Tell me exactly what you did with them.
I just touched them. That's it.
And you put them back?
Well, so if I'm going to fix it, it's better to have them close. If you consider, no, I didn't put them back. Not at all. They're on me right now. They're on me all the time. I have already
What?
put a spirit back
You brought
inside
them
of the deck.
here?
Right. It's yes.
And as she's stammering, you hear ding, 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 ding. These are heavy bells ringing throughout the castle. It's basically like a code red alert for all guard on staff to react and to take defensive positions. And you see the prince being rushed out of the room he was in to essentially like a ready room where they are going to give a tactical debriefing on what is happening right now. I'm saying all that because Lucian, you're familiar with all of this. This is like, elves are at the front gate, or there's a artillery ship moving into range.
Yeah, because I didn't
yeah.
say like code red, like man the stations. I said just be prepared for anything. So this seems like something
this
worse.
has nothing to do with that. Probably they would
Okay.
not have done this in response to what you said.
All right. I as this is happening, I'm gonna mentally in Sly's head quickly say confidence, and then vocally, I'm going to check this out. Stay together. I'll be right back.
You go to check it out as a guard rushes past you, almost slams into you, running down the hall with just with like urgent news.
And I will follow them
Do I
into the
perceive
room.
anything?
Like,
Are they running there? I would like to roll perception on see if they have anything like in their hands, or if they're running like some sort of important.
no, you don't see
news
anything
or anything like that?
You think
Okay.
they probably have information that they're gonna just recite verbally.
Okay, copy.
Lucian, you race off. What are the rest of you all doing?
Immediately, Aaren switches modes and is like, "All right, Pepper behind me. All right, let's lock in."
No.
gotta move.
Yeah, are you following Lucian?
For right now, yeah, he seems to be the only one who knows where to go.
You watch as
He said to stay
guards
here.
are sort of like moving about, and they're not even paying attention to you right now as they're getting into positions. And Fable, Sly, and Una, what are you guys doing?
I want to go to the nearest window and see if I can see anything that's going on out there. I'm scared it's a ghosty
Yeah, give me
attacking
a perception
something.
check.
Oh boy, oh hot dog. If only this worked well. Hey, it worked pretty good.
You see evidence of what Lucian's about to hear momentarily. Lucian, they're briefing the room. This guard that ran by you, you sort of like keep up with him. And as you get into this room, the prince is being informed that there is a riot starting in the prison, and that things look bad. The prison staff does not have it under control.
Oh, you mother trucker.
I know what's going on, but I don't like it.
I think
Sly, you see that there are troops moving all by the prison, and you see a vague amount of smoke coming up from the prison.
This is the Ironhold Penitentiary?
Ironhold Penitentiary, yes.
Okay.
All of this is happening while Sly is looking out the window, while Lucian is running forward and Aaren is switching gears. Someone is left unattended, and that would be Una. Una's gonna walk over to this mother and put their hand on her shoulder and just in the middle of all this chaos say, "And I'm so sorry about your house."
What? What happened to the house?
We've got to go. We have to go. It'll be
Lucian,
okay. And then they will can I cast guidance on them too?
Lucian, you hear this information about the prison. What's your reaction to that?
I think with the knowledge of the card that was shown and who that is and my direct history of specifically that, I think he kind of puts it together on like what might be happening. And I think as that guard's, going, I think he's like, he didn't even like fully make it in yet. And he's hearing about it. And then he pauses and then he kind of looks down the hall to like Aaren and Sly and say, "You two in here now." And he's like going to call it out. And then he's going to walk into the room with the prince and everyone. And I think like, as there's like conversation, there's probably like a moment of like hushed silence as like I walk in the room. And then I think he's just going to say, "My prince, everyone at this council, I have information that's vital to this, and you'll need to hear it."
The prince looks up at you, somewhat confused. Lucian, yes, what is it?
And then he just kind of turns, and as he turns, everyone in the council, guards, politicians, the prince, all eyes turn to Sly as she like walks into the room.
Hey.
And then Lucian says, "I'll have the Seer explain that."
Oh, I've done a lot of explaining lately. So this is time sensitive, I'm sure. First of all, I'm sorry. Second of all, I'm Sly. Third of all, I released a bunch of like demonic energies out of the Seers deck, and I think one of them is responsible for the prison riot that's going on right now.
The card.
And she holds up the battle-bound one.
I would like to say at this moment, Pepper looks like they are in a full catatonic state. There has been a system error. They have shut down as they are just, their house is apparently gone. The prison riots, demonic energies, it is like overwhelmed her. And the prince, okay, all right. All right.
Perhaps
Yeah.
the card, Sly.
Yeah. And she
he holds his hand out.
Yeah.
And he takes the card and he sets it down on the table and he says, "Cogthorn, Cockthorn's back. The same Cockthorn, you know, from the Iron Heights riots. It's repeating.
Prince is gonna make a history check. 1 second. What's
What's the name? You said Hogthorn? Hog?
Cogthorns. K-O-G. Cogthorn.
Oh, got it. K-O-G. Thank you.
Okay. Hold on 1 second. Okay. Intelligence, normal. Hey, that's great. Yes, okay. Then, do you know what to do about this? They look at you, Lucian.
Yes, if it's the same as last time. And then he goes and gives like a systematic of exactly what happened, meaning it starts in the core with key personnel, and then they unlock and riot, and then they quickly escaped from the prison and held up several blocks of the actual township. And so based on the timeline, he probably is like, it's probably too late for the prison in the first few blocks, but we need to blockade now. The exterior, hold them in, and then we need to go in and wipe them out.
That's not necessarily true. The prison's at a different capacity. It's only at half capacity than it was last time. Get down there, see what you can do, see if we can contain the situation. I'll have the rest of the guards stand by. I'm going to need a further debriefing about whatever this has to do with the Seer and the... Yes, go.
Question, Your Highness. Your Highness, I have a question.
Yes.
Real quick. Could we go by the armory before, just to make sure we're stocked up, healing potions, shiny weapons, just anything like that.
He just looks at you, Lucian, and sort of like shakes his head like why are you still here?
Yeah, we're moving. And he's going to take the card, and then he's going to hand it back to Sly. Don't lose this. This is our key.
Lucian, I'm just going to let you know that to answer Aaron's question, you would know that you breezing through the armory and grabbing whatever you wanted probably is fine.
Yeah.
What is it you were looking for in the armory?
Hey,
+3 mace.
If they got a holy avenger, I'm not going to say no. But,
this is not a. It's not that high of a magic setting,
right? But just anything for healing would be great.
They have a couple of health potions. Yeah, I would say you can grab 2 of them as you pass through there. That's not really something they would normally stock in the armory, but they have a couple in case someone comes in injured.
And then
do they have?
Yeah.
So
they
go
have
ahead.
water.
So they have water. You can steal someone's canteen of water. Yeah.
Great.
Yeah.
Thanks.
And then I think that I would go and probably there's like a separate room outside of the armory that's like locked. And I go and I pull a key out and I open the door, and inside's just like a small quarters with like very simple dressings and like a small bed, a little wash bin, and then a locker. And he goes and he opens the locker and he pulls out, you see several trunks and little chests and stuff, and he pulls out a small old wooden box, and it says "To my darling" on it. And he opens it up and you see this small kind of like revolver with three cartridges, one's missing. And he pulls out basically a flare gun and he loads one cartridge into it and then he tucks it away. And there's like a small note that's kind of tucked in there as well. And he closes that and he slides it back and his hand rests on it for a second. And then he rushes back out. And as they go to leave, he passes and he says, "The same time as last time. I'll signal with the flare when it's mostly quelled for you to move in."
The other guards nod at an agreement, and they start heading with you to make a perimeter. Do you guys want to... we're almost done, so do you guys want to check out the prison? Like it's racing right there?
I guess it seems like time is of the essence, right? I have a question, which I may or may not know the answer to. When were the Iron Heights riots? Like, how long
The
ago?
Iron Heights riots were, one moment. Adam, if you know, you can say off the top of your head. They were about 40 to like 45 years ago.
Okay. So I would
Yeah.
only maybe have heard of them, but probably not that much.
Which I would say is an interesting note because, I mean, Lucian looks
Yeah.
very strange, but he definitely doesn't look like he's
Right.
50 years old.
Yeah.
45 years, yeah. Copy that.
Um,
I'm saying.
okay, you guys race
go.
there. One moment. I'm gonna say that you guys get for the purposes of this, I'm gonna say you guys get a long rest from some point from getting to the city to being at the castle to racing over here. You guys can get a long rest, and you guys head over there, and it brings you here. Because I kind of want to give you guys enough time to get sight onto everything. So you have a bit of time to strategize before our next session.
And I think I'd say, like, as we're kind of on that way, I'd be briefing them, and I would I'd say Holbert Cogthorn is a warlord. He plagued the city for years and years before he was captured by the Seer, thrown in prison, and then coordinated a riot. These are, well, the riot from the history books, which is why they closed down most of the prison. A lot of people died that day. He's sadistic, he is mean, and he will not hesitate. We need to be swift about this.
I just have to get a card on him, right?
Yeah. I'll try and get you there, but you can't miss. You might not get another opportunity.
This music isn't what I was looking for. One moment. This better? Yeah, we'll go with this. You guys race into the prison, and there are guards who have essentially set up a perimeter. Lucian, it's good to see you.
Perimeter
Got a
set.
bit of a it's bad.
What's the situation?
I'm being told that people can't hear music. That's good.
I was just typing you
it's-
that message.
Yeah, it's bad. They have hostages. All the inmates are loose. We've lost a few guards, so some of the inmates are armed. They gesture down the hall if you want to take a closer look.
Yeah. I think there's a moment here, and there's the past of Lucian, and he hesitates for maybe a second, but then knows this is what he's meant to do. And then he looks over at Sly and the conversation that they had. And while he knows that this is the way forward, this is the solution, she is the future. And so he puts his arm on the captain's shoulder and he says, "Don't worry. The Seer's will is here, as is the Seer." And he goes and he points to Sly. We'll handle it.
He kind of looks like taken aback, and he steps back for a moment, like, okay, and just kind of gives you like freedom to move in if you wish.
And we'll take a look. And
Okay.
I'll just say, as we move quick and swift. That is the only thing that will work for us.
What you end up seeing if you peek your head forward, there is a barricade set up. There are several inmates. I would say there's about 24 inmates that are many of them armed with weapons, some of them shivs, some of them weapons and armor they took off guards that have been murdered. and you see among them this massive-looking ghost walking about, and you recognize him right away as Cogthorn.
I walk up to the side of Lucian, and I just say, all right, well, I know you and I have our differences, but I think this is what we do best. So, what are you thinking?
We need to clear a path for Sly.
Biggest problem's going to be that ghost, and I think our most magical folks are going to have to be the ones to target them first.
Sir, there's something you need to know, yells back one of the guards.
Yes?
The anti-magic wards are still on. And they gesture. There are 2 locations further into this complex where there are essentially crystals that make an anti-magic field for this prison.
Ooh.
Well, that both helps and hurts.
Is this guy capable of using magic,
No,
Lucian?
not that
Oh.
you know of.
Yeah, not that I know of. I mean, but
So-
he's also a ghost now, so.
So that means we would need to get him out of the range of that in order to hit him with a card.
No, I don't know. The Seers things are different. I don't know if that necessarily counts as magic or something more. Also, those wards are protecting and halting magic from some very bad people, I'm sure.
All right. Well, I start with the ones on the left. Do you want to start with the ones on the right?
I think Cogthorn might have a soft spot for me.
Fair enough.
I'll be the distraction. You get Sly as fast as you can to them. I'll go in first.
I think Sly tugs on Una's hand really quickly and goes, do we need magic? Should we turn it off? And this is as you guys are talking, so hopefully only Una can hear this.
I believe that I could do a lot of work with this as they lift up their giant like mace that looks like a giant like crab arm almost.
But Fable.
I think we should do what we do best. We should Well, we should figure that out, shouldn't we? We should figure out what we do best, and then we should do that.
Yeah, no, I felt really inspired, and then I was
Yeah.
like, but what are we good at?
Yes.
Right,
And
yeah.
we've got to figure that out, and we can do it together now.
Next time. No,
Yes.
we don't
Right
have time now.
now.
No,
we
later, later. Yeah, later.
Okay. Well, what should we do now?
Fable,
Yeah.
you ever been in a prison riot before?
Funny enough, I was born here actually, and she'll pull out her 2 daggers.
Spits out water. Like what? Bro
What
is
is
built from a
happening?
prison. What? Did your parents give you those daggers? Were you born with those daggers?
One of them, but I don't think now's really the time to get into it.
Yeah, later. We're
Just
we're,
don't. I can fight with my
All right,
with
now.
these.
Make sure that Sly is able to get a shot. Keep your distance 30 to 60 feet max. Try to go range first before moving in, because you don't want to get overwhelmed by multiple targets. Understood?
I'm not so good at ranged without my
All right.
magic, but
Hey,
I'll move.
well then you can come along with me to the front. as he goes, and he pulls out his short sword, and then he pulls out an elven scimitar in his offhand.
Yeah, and I'm gonna quickly kneel in front of Sly, and then like right in the middle, so like everybody can hear. But I'm gonna say, this is your path. Just the beginning. You survive this, you move to the next, and to the next. For years and years. You wanted this. You have it. I've put most of these people here. I will distract them. You hit your mark. You can do this, my Seer.
Before you stand to kneel, she realizes that the last time she tried to do anything to help you voluntarily, you didn't let it happen. So before you can stand back up, she smacks a hand on your shoulder. And there is a card cupped there, sleight of hand style. And you feel... When you were laying in your own blood in the first riots and you felt those wounds closing up, it's like that, but internally. It's not a physical healing. It's an internal. And she's going to cast guidance on you and say, I'm not scared. I'm ready.
Good. What you might see might scare you. And as he goes to turn, he takes the mask off, and as he does, you probably get a glimpse at his eyes turn black, and smoke begins to pour out of his face as he turns and he begins to walk into the room. Cogthorn! And as he says that, his voice kind of begins to rumble, and this smoke begins to pour out from him as he takes on his form of dread, and he walks in with his great sword, and he just starts yelling, I've put all of you here. You know me. Run.
I think that's as good a place as any to stop. Holy shit. So you guys just like skipped most of the planning stage. That's fine.
Well, that's going to be in between this session and next session.
Yeah, exactly. There's something I want to do.
Oh, there's a plan after this? Okay.
Well, no, it's just like
in between.
fine tuning. We're just summarizing.
Fine tuning.
We're summarizing.
We made a plan, and now we'll plan again, just not here.
Exactly.
Guys, we will be back next week for essentially sort of like our mid-season finale. We'll be back next Wednesday, normal time. And then we will be off for a few weeks due to Christmas and the holidays and everything like that. So make sure you're here and tell people about the show. Next session is going to be crazy. Getting into a prison riot. George. Yeah.
Is the Devil Prince attractive?
Yeah.
Yes.
Seconded.
He absolutely is. I am asking Karis for artwork of him after today.
No, I can't do that.
Do it. You can't do attractive and Karis. You can't.
Yeah, I can.
She knows.
Anyway.
She knows.
How would you feel if I said I
knows.
have history with the prince?
I'm about to make history with the Prince.
I would like a Wattpad interview.
I'm kidding.
So you can introduce me.
Someone in chat said I could draw that. Like the moment of me walking in, I'm like, oh my god, that'd be my dream. Like badass Lucian, smoke film. Oh god.
Please do. That is awesome. We will be back next week with the full prison riot. And thank you all for watching. Tell people about the show. Help us spread the word. And we'll see you next time. Bye.
A worry in your mind, fear is how it starts. Unsure what you'll find, it could tear you apart. You take a leap of chance, you break your mother's oath now. Macabre is the dance, and set free are the ghosts. Will a card save us here? Will it spell out our dooms? Only one thing is clear, we face fears and fortunes. Fears and fortunes, the cards don't ever lie. There's only 14 ghosts.